live is secondary. In America, people kind of often withhold judgment on a band until they've seen them live to see if they can actually pull it off.
I've always liked the absorbing.
Pop stars have entertained us royally with their moonlighting attempts at acting, but a widespread art school background does of course mean that many are restless within the confines of the genre, making creative cross-pollination inevitable, as when David Bowie launched a range of self-designed wallpaper for Laura Ashley.
David Bowie, I would have said, was the person who was most confused about what he wanted to do. He would have given up pop in many, many occasions, from his first incarnation as David Jones and his first record, from when he became Iggy Stardust and beyond that. I think almost at any moment he would have given up one for the other. He wasn't firmly committed to pop. He was committed to all the aspects, to fashion, to art, pop, to mime, to theatrical conceptions which hadn't even been fully worked out in his mind. But pop was the one outlet. I mean, you could have all these ideas, but in the end, the only way you're going to get finance and have your life go down a channel which you could see where you were going was pop.
As long as we're together.
Because Bowie was so successful as a musician, it will always slightly overshadow anything else he does. But he doesn't care. He goes on and does it and takes it all the way through.
I absolutely love you.
Bowie is definitely one of the great musical polymaths, or it transcends music, doesn't it?
Bowie Eno is kind of the prototype of the art school product who isn't defined as any one thing. He's just a sort of, he was the original creative.
Oh, cheeky, cheeky. Oh, naughty, sneaky.
He's the producer of U2 and Coldplay, but at the same time, he's exhibited sound collages and participated in any number of any variety of artistic endeavours.
He seems to be fairly fearless when it comes to exploring a new domain, and that's always the sign, I think, of a real musical maverick.
He comes out of this sort of approach that developed in the 1960s in particular art schools in Britain, where you define yourself first as an artist and you don't pick a particular field. You feel that you can excel in a number of fields. It's not about craft, it's about concepts. It's not about technique, it's about sort of an attitude really and a sensibility.
Bowie Eno had his reports from Winchester School of Art in the 60s from the people who were teaching him. And it was really interesting to read them because they were all dismissing him as a painter, as a sculptor, because he had no technique, he couldn't do it. And they were somewhere around the edges you could tell that they were talking about something, but no one yet knew what it was. And what it was, in a way, that he was going to make a kind of sonic sculpture, if you like. He had things he wanted to express. He had an understanding of art history, but he wasn't doing it in a way that had any precedent. So they couldn't understand. So they kind of dismissed him as any kind of artist, not understanding that any minute now he was about to create exactly the kind of art that he would want to make using pop music.